What's up, everybody? Peter Gilmore here for another video on Killer O Demon 669. Thank you all for watching this video. Make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below, and thank you to everybody who has subscribed, who has just subscribed now. We're at 166 subscribers, still climbing. It's still work in progress. This channel's been up for a little almost a year right now. Just around, maybe about a year. So we're hoping to get to 200 by the end of this year. So tell your friends about this channel. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and my other channels. Links to the channels down below. And thank you for all your support, good or bad. Don't really care about the bad because it's just a bunch of jealous fucks that don't know anything, just love to suck my big cock. That's it. That's it. That's all they can do. Can't do anything about it. So all they can do is dislike. They can't leave a comment. They think they're better than me. They're not. So fuck you. So anyway, on this late Wednesday night, it is time for your it's really late night Tna No Surrender review for September the 17th, 2014, live from, well, not live, taped from New York City. I think this is the last show. I'm not exactly sure, because I know they started the Bethlehem, Pennsylvania tapings last night, and tonight was night 2. Some interesting little happenings at the Bethlehem, Pennsylvania tapings, which are going to be going through basically the month of October and a little bit of November, and then after that, nothing. Tna's been saying that they're going to put some clip shows up after the last taping. I don't know if they're going to do anything else or what they're doing, but they're not doing any house shows. So it looks like Tna for the rest of this year is going to be mostly the shows from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and then maybe some clip shows going all the way up till the end of this year. And then we just found out that they're coming back to New York for some tapings in January of 2015, which is good, because it looks like they're saying that Tna is going to be a new look Tna in 2015. Whatever that means, I don't know, because Global Force Wrestling is coming out in 2015, so maybe that's coinciding with it. I don't know, but we'll have to see. Only September right now, it's September 18th in the morning, 1:39 in the morning. So you got the rest of this month. You got October, November, December. You got basically like 3.25 months till 2015. So let's see what happens with Tna. He's not dead yet. Just saying. Hopefully they'll get a TV deal by then. But at this rate, I don't know, because they might be going to MTV. I don't know. They might be going to Velocity, which is part of the Discovery Channel. I don't know. But anyway, let's get to the No Surrender review. This was probably the greatest show in Tna history. Best show in the last few... I mean, of the New York City tapings, I think this was the best show of them all. Wow. It was amazing. An amazing show. We start off the show with a look back at the Tag Team Title Series, the first match and the second match between the American Wolves, the Hardy Boys, and the Dudleys, or Team 3D, what do you want to call it. The Hardys have 1 win. The Dudleys have 1 win. This is going to be, we're going to see match number 3 in the series, a ladder match. And if the Hardys win, they get the tag team titles. If the Dudleys win, they get the tag team titles. Can the Wolves win and push this to sudden death? We'll have to find out tonight. So we start the show with a Knockouts Battle Royal for the #1 contender to Gail Kim's Knockouts title. We have Taryn Terrell, Madison Rayne, Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, Brittany, Rebel, and Jessica Havoc. guess who's gonna win? Yep, you know who. So, this match wasn't anything special. Basically, Havoc was there, and she just, I am Jessica Havoc. I look like Bane. Just in the ring, and all the knockouts are just trying to knock her out. Basically, when you have a battle royal and there's a big man in, you want to get the big man out first because they're most likely going to win. This time didn't work for the puny knockout. So Havoc got rid of Madison Rayne first, then Terrence Rowe jumped on her back. Havoc hip bumped her to the apron. Ouch. Then hit her with a forearm smash. Brittany tries her luck, but that doesn't work. And then Brittany got eliminated after trying for that flying head scissors. Havoc pushed her off to the floor. And then Angelina Love and Rebel go at it, and Angelina eliminates herself. Idiot. Then Velvet gets the courage to go after Havoc, and then Havoc's like, puny woman. Beats the crap out of her. And then Rebel starts coming back, but Rebel, for her credit, she put up a little bit of a fight, and, what was I saying? She dumps Rebel to the floor hard. I mean, she was on the top rope, and she just went, bleh! It looked like she hurt her wrist a little bit, I don't know. But she took a nasty fall on the steps. So it was down to Velvet Sky and Jessica Havoc. And Velvet, for her credit, did all she can, to try to wear Jessica Havoc down, but she came back. She tried for the air raid crash, that little finisher she does now. But Velvet slipped out, tries a sleeper hold, couldn't really cinch it in, and Havoc hip tossed her over, tries a leg drop and missed, and then Velvet tries for a crossbody, but Havoc's like, puny crossbody, threw Velvet out on her ass, her fucking ass. And that's it. So Jessica Havoc gets the #1 contender spot. She faces Gail Kim for the Knockouts title, which has already been taped, and it's going to be on the October 1st edition of Impact from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. You know what's going to happen. I don't even have to give you the spoiler for that one, and I'm not going to. So we all know who wins. That's all I'm going to say. So, the Battle Royal I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we see, go to the back, we see everybody's favorite person and Rose's favorite person as well. You know who it is, right, Boo? Bobby. I'm not going to say it. I'll say it for you. Bobby Roode! So he's backstage and he's walking with a purpose somewhere. So, after that we see Gunner backstage talking with Sam Shaw, and this storyline's still going on. Fucking hate it. And he tells him that he thinks he needs to go back to see a therapist. Yeah, he's kind of loopy, you know what I mean? He's got the AJ Lee syndrome. He's nice one time, and he's just, well, he's a word that rhymes with lazy. He's got a couple of screws loose. That's what I mean. So Sam Shaw, well, I don't like that idea. I've been to too many doctors. I don't want to go back to the insane asylum. So Gunner, changed the subject, and he talks about Brittany, because Brittany, last week, if you remember, was asking about Sam Shaw. For what reason, I don't know. And Gunner's like, well, you should go get that piece of ass. You know what I mean? I don't think Sam Shaw and Brittany kind of work out, but that's just me. So Sam Shaw's like, well, I can't talk to her right now because I'm fixated on someone else. Could it be Brahm? That sounds kind of gay, don't you think? Yeah. So, because, how Brahm and Magnus, beat him last week on the program, and Gunner had a little leg injury and got all pissed off. But whatever. So I gave this segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to an in-ring segment with MVP and Kenny King. So they come out, and MVP says that Bobby, woo, he's going to be challenging the Destroyer, Bobby Lashley, tonight for the Ring of Honor. Woohoo! Wrong feather. For the TNA World Title, and that Lashley's going to crush his dreams. So MVP turns the conversation to the Wounded Warrior, Sergeant Chris Melendez. You know, the guy with one leg that thinks he's what's his name? Zach Gowen. So he asks the crowd to give him a warm welcome. So Sergeant Chris Melendez comes out, starts shaking hands with the fans, kissing babies and all this other crap. And he shakes hands with Kenny King and MVP as he gets into the ring, and MVP thanks Melendez for everything he's done for his country, but his military history shows him that he's a killer, and he can go far if he gets in with the right crowd. So Kenny King's like, well, if you want to get in with the right crowd, you should join us. Not gonna happen. As Chris Melendez turns him down, and Kenny King asks if he thinks he's too good to carry Lashley's bags, or if he's better than him and MVP. I'm like, oh, shut up, Kenny King, please. So Kenny King says he's a star here. No, not even close. And wants a referee to come out to the ring so he can send Melendez back to boot camp. Get it? Boot camp. Whatever. So a referee comes out, and MVP wishes Sergeant Chris Melendez good luck, just to distract him so Kenny King can attack him from behind, which is kind of stupid. But the segment I gave 3 out of 5 stars. We get to the match number 2. This match wasn't anything special. It was kind of boring. It's very short. I mean, Kenny King was beating the crap out of Chris Melendez, gives him an atomic drop, flattens him with a clothesline. He puts him in a rear chin lock. I'm like, is this a Randy Orton match with all these rest holds? Then he lets him go and catches him with a cartwheel kick and a high elevated leg drop for a near fall. Then he goes for the coronation, you know, his new move, I guess. But Chris Melendez slips out and sunset flips Kenny King for the win. Lame finish. So it was very short. I didn't really like it. And Chris Melendez still looks green in the ring, but that's expected for a one-legged wrestler. I mean, look at how Zach Gowen was when he first started. And then he got his ass handed to him by the Big Show. And then he got his ass handed to him further by Brock Lesnar. So I gave the match 2 out of 5 stars. I didn't really like it that much. So afterwards, Kenny King gets all pissed off, and he attacks Chris Melendez after the match, hits the Royal Flush, then he gets in Chris Melendez's face, and he's like, who do you think you are? You're no star, because I'm a star! And he wants to know how he can defend the country when he can't even defend himself. And then he says he's going to expose Chris Melendez for who he is, and shove his prosthetic leg up his you-know-what. So he tries to go tear off the leg, you sick son of a bitch, you know. But out comes Mr. Anderson. He comes out and he chases Kenny King off. And then Kenny King mocks Melendez with a salute from the floor as Anderson starts checking on him. You know, after that, I really didn't care about. It's looking like we're going to see Kenny King versus Mr. Anderson next week on the program, or, you know, they're going to start a feud, and then Chris Melendez is going to be in it with MVP and all this other boring crap. I don't care. I didn't really care about it. Don't care. Alright, then we see a video package hyping the main event title match between Bobby Roode and Bobby Lashley. The Battle of the Bobbies. Which Bobby will win? We will see. Alright, then we go to the back. We see Ken Anderson checking on Sergeant Chris Melendez, making sure he's all good, and then we all know that he's fine. Segment wasn't needed, but it was there. Alright, then we go to match number 3 for the X Division title. Samoa Joe taking on Homicide. We've seen this before in Ring of Honor, when Homicide was actually good, but nope, not that good anymore. But this match was decent. You know, they go back and forth. Joe hits a snapmare chop to the back and a kick to the chest and a knee drop combo like he usually does for a 1 count. Then Homicide comes back, fights his way out of a bear hug, ducks a charge from Joe, and sends him to the floor. Then he hits the rolling dive through the ropes and nails Joe into the barricade. Then he rolls him inside, hits a neck breaker for a near fall. Then he comes off the top rope with a knee to the back of Joe's head. Ouch. For 2. But then Joe comes back, catches Homicide out of nowhere with a sleeper suplex. He hits a big snap power slam. And he looks for the muscle buster, but Homicide, gouged the eyes. And then he hits a sick-looking tornado DDT. Then he goes for a couple of clotheslines. And then he hits the Gringo Cutter. Not the Gringo Killer, that's a different move. Gringo Cutter for 2. Then he looks for the Cop Killer. And I was like, yeah, you're not going to get him off of the Cop Killer. No freaking way. So Joe breaks free. And Homicide goes for another one. But Joe sidestepped in and dropped down, catching him in the Coquina Clutch. Right in midair. And Homicide tapped like a drunk man. And that was it. So Joe retains his title. It wasn't anything, Joe with the title again. He's not like he was when he held it when he first started and he had that humongous undefeated streak, and he had great matches with AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels. It's not 2006, 2007 anymore. It's 2014. Not the same guy he once was. Not even close to being the guy he was back in Ring of Honor either. So, just saying. So I gave the match 3 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Joe gets up and he tries for a code of honor with Homicide. But then James Storm and the Great Sonata, they run in and lay both men out. And then out of nowhere comes a guy with a hood. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? He takes off his hood. He takes off the hood. And guess who it is? T.J. Perkins, dressed up as Manic, not in the suicide crap he used to wear. He comes down to the ring and he just looks weird. He looks like a mix of, he basically looks like Sin Cara, He has this poofy hair sticking out, and he has this weird-looking mask. Then he has an M on his freaking thing. It's like a big-ass freaking M. I'm like, wait a minute, is he from Mega Man? Okay, whatever. And then he hits a frog splash on Homicide as James Storm and Great Sonata look on, and that was it. I hate this thing with James Storm, taking all the guys that really suck, like Sonata and like T.J. Perkins. Well, T.J. Perkins doesn't suck. He sucked as Manic, even though he won the title as him a couple times. But it's pointless. I know he's trying to revive the X Division, and try to build up the lesser guys like T.J. Perkins, like Sonata. But he's basically burying the freaking division right now. He's basically burying it. I don't know where this is leading to. I don't know if he's leading it to a big faction of wussy freaking former X Division guys who get a makeover and they start winning matches, and either Manic or Sonata's gonna win the X Division title. I don't know. I really don't know. So I gave the Aftermath 2 out of 5 stars. Alright. So we go to the back, we see Jeremy Bohr ass in the back with the American Wolves, and he points out that tonight is a must-win for them, since, the Hardys and the Dudleys have one win apiece, and the next one that wins between them gets the TNA Tag Team titles. So Eddie says they came into the series with something to prove, and their legacy is literally hanging in the balance tonight. Literally, from up top. In a ladder match. So, they say that destiny is to belong among the greats, like Team 3D, like the Hardys. And they'll fight the fight of their lives tonight, scale the ladder to take what is theirs, because the hunt never dies. So it was a pretty decent promo. So we'll see what happens in match number 3 of the Tag Team Title Series. So I gave this segment 3 out of 5 stars. Then we go to another segment with Eric Young, and he comes into Bobby Roode's locker room. They give him a pep talk. It's like, come on, Bobby, you can do it. But Bobby was like, shh, quiet. So Eric Young starts whispering to him, like, I want you to win. And then after, I want you to fuck me in the ass. Okay. So Bobby Roode says that this year has been really crazy. He almost became part owner of TNA, back at Lockdown. Eric Young won the world title during the time of Lockdown. And then Eric Young says that after Bobby Roode wins the title tonight, things are gonna get a whole lot crazy for him. Meaning, I don't know. So we'll see if Bobby Roode can win the title for the second time tonight, and hopefully get rid of the reign of Bobby Lashley and MLK. You know what I mean? So, like I said, give it 3 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the match of the night, the match of the year. Probably well, I wouldn't say match of the century, but I think match of the year right now in TNA. Match number 3 for the tag team titles. A ladder match between the Wolves, Matt and Jeff Hardy, and Team 3D. This match was great from start to finish. I mean, if you haven't seen a Hardy Boys Team 3D ladder match, I mean, all the old TLC matches they had, the ladder matches they had, the cage matches they had, they put on a show. I mean, and then you add the American Wolves who have been in ladder matches before, especially Ladder War 1, Ladder War 2, with Steen and Generico. Oh my god. I mean, this match was worth the price of admission. I mean, they went at it to start. I mean, each team was trying to get the ladder. There was some like weird, sick, freaking spots. You know, I mean, especially you know, Jeff tried to break up you know, the ladder attempt. He hits Whisper and went onto the ladder. They try and bring it down on the Wolves, but he ends up coming down right on top of the ladder. Ow! You know, and then the Team 3D comes back. The crowd wants tables, and then they hit Wadap off the ladder onto Davy's winner. So then Matt breaks up the 3D by taking Bubba and Devon out with a ladder. And then they jump to the floor. Matt tries to climb. And then Eddie climbs up with Matt as Jeff goes to the floor, and they fight it out on top of the ladder. They tip it over and come down on the top rope. Ow! And then Bubba comes in, power bombs Jeff onto the ladder, knocks Matt flying while he's at it. You know, it was just insane. You know, Matt gives Eddie a twist of fate off the ladder. Ugh. I mean, it was just sick. I mean, Jeff gives Davey poetry in motion against the ladder in the corner, and he threw it into, you know, he dove on Eddie with a splash onto the ladder. Oh, I mean, the Hardys go out to the floor. They try to take out Team 3D as they had a table about to be set up. They try to knock the table into them, but Team 3D lifts the table and then knocks it back into them. They set the table up, and Davey comes off the top rope with a double stomp through the table on a Matt Hardy. You know, and Eddie sets up the ladder. He starts to climb. Jeff comes up with a ladder next to him, and they start going at it side by side. They each nail each other on the way up. Jeff gets his hand on the belt, but Davey drags Jeff's ladder away and tips it over. And then Jeff just landed. Oh, I thought he was dead. He just landed very awkwardly on the top rope and on the ladder. It was just a sick spot. So Bobby tries to come in and stop Eddie, but Davey runs in long enough for Eddie to grab both belts and pick up the win for his team. So it is knotted at 1 apiece between the Hardys, the Wolves, and Team 3D. So we're going to get our 4th and final match next week. Well, actually, not next week. I think it's the week on the October 1st edition of Impact. And what stipulation could they possibly go in now? We've already had tables. We've had ladders. And we saw some chairs. Are you getting what I'm getting at, ladies and gentlemen? That's most likely what's going to happen. A Full Metal Mayhem, probably for the tag team titles in a couple of weeks. That's what's probably going to be. But the match itself, great. Loved it. I love these guys put on a show every single time. This match was this close to being 5 out of 5. That close, ladies and gentlemen. I actually originally gave it 4.75 out of 5, but I'm going to scale down just a smidge. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was the match of the year in TNA. The match of the year. That's all I got to say about that. Alright, then we get the match number 5. Brom taking on Gunner. So this match, it wasn't great. I mean, it was kind of a, the fans had it was a cool down match for the fans after that humongously awesome ladder match. This match was okay. It was decent. Sam Shaw, came to ringside as he was checking on Gunner because Braun was continuing on his on Gunner's knee. He was bashing it on the steps. Excuse me. And then Gunner came back. He tried for a powerbomb, but his knee gave out. And Braun landed on top of him. And then Sam Shaw, he's had enough. He comes in, and I thought it would be a DQ since Earl Hebner was on the ring. No, not even close. And then he tries for a move to knock down Braun, but Braun moved out of the way, and Sam Shaw nails Gunner. And Braun took initiative, dumped Shaw to the floor, and then he rolled up Gunner with a handful of tights for the cheap win. It was expected. This whole thing with Gunner and Sam Shaw is boring. And you add Magnus, and well, we haven't seen Magnus in a while, because he's tending to Mickie James, who he has a baby with. How the hell does Magnus stick his penis in Mickie James and get her pregnant? Good Lord. A guy like Magnus, I would expect somebody way better looking than Magnus. Maybe a country guy. Because Mickie James is a little bit of country, but not a lot of rock and roll. She's a southern girl with big titties. I would love to pound that, what, but I can only dream. So, I gave the match 3 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Gunner goes off on Sam Shaw. It's like, why do you constantly have to get in my match? Why can't I just turn heel and kick your ass? And that's probably going to happen soon anyway. I think Gunner's going to turn heel finally, and then he's going to beat up on Sam Shaw for a while, and then they're going to feud for a couple months, and nobody's going to care. And that's basically it. After that, we see Bobby Lashley and Bobby backstage walking to the ring. So it's close to main event time. But before that, we see Gail Kim with the Knockouts champion backstage, and she's asked if she has about Havoc winning the Battle Royal, becoming number 1 contender. She says she has no problem with her wanting the title, because everybody deserves a shot at her. You know what I mean? Yeah. But she doesn't like how Havoc did it, how she got to the title shot by hurting people like Taryn Terrell, like Brittany, and her. And it gets worse for Gail in a couple weeks. But she says she's never had issues fighting anyone. She's been a fighting champion over her career, and she has no issues fighting anyone, and wants Jessica Havoc to bring it. So we'll see that match in a couple weeks. For the Knockouts title, and see if Gail can retain over the large Amazon-looking Jessica Havoc. What's one of those? Bane. I'm gonna call her Bane from now on. I'm not gonna call her Havoc. I'm gonna call her Bane. Because she comes out with that freaking mask. Whatever. She's a great wrestler, I have to say. So I gave that segment 2 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to the main event for the TNA World title. Bobby Lashley defending against Bobby Roode. Now, this match was good. Lots of near falls. I didn't think this match was going to be good, but it was pretty good. Lashley came in with a house of fire. And Roode's already in bad shape. As Lashley picks him up, actually, Roode sent Lashley to the floor by dodging a charge. Lashley landed on his feet, comes right back in. And they go back at it for a while, and MVP and Kenny King slowly start making, their way to the ring. And Kenny King gets on the apron to distract Roode, so Lashley can come in and blindside him from behind. Roode gets his boot up as Lashley charges in the corner and goes to the second rope, but MVP blatantly grabs Roode's leg, pulls him down right in front of the referee, and the referee's like, Brian Hebner's like, you guys are out! So Kenny King and MVP are gone, so it's one-on-one the way it should have been. So, and then afterwards, they just go back and forth. Uh, you know, Kenny King then came back, he grabs Root's ankle and pulls him off of Lashley. Whenever we see Eric Young come running down, he fights Kenny King off, sends him to the back. So, Lashley takes this opportunity, goes for a running power slam, but Root slipped out and gets Lashley back in a crossface in the middle of the ring. I was like, please tap! But it didn't happen. Lashley uses his power to slip out, get to his feet, and he hits Root with a Samoan drop. Then he hits the spear, but Root kicked out at two. Then Lashley looks shocked, and so he goes to ringside, grabs his belt, brings it into the ring. Root ducks a belt shot, gets Lashley up, hits the woo bomb for 1, 2, no, 2, and Root and Lashley are on their knees. They're all exhausted. Then they come back, exchange punches for a while. Yay, boo, yay, boo. And they get to their feet, trade more shots. And then Root hits a spine buster for a very close 2.5 count. He tries to leapfrog, but Lashley catches him in midair, hits the running power slam, but Root kicked out again at 2. And then Root, Lashley was trying for the torture rack, but Root fought out. He goes for the Root bomb, but he couldn't hold it because his knee kind of gave out. And Lashley held onto the ropes for dear life. So he gives him the Root bomb to the floor. Ow! And Lashley hit hard. You can hear it in the arena too. I mean, ouch. So Root goes outside, even though Lashley looked like he was about to get in, probably around 13 anyway. Brings him back in the ring. He slowly makes his way to the top rope, but Lashley's up, slams Root to the mat. Root sold it like a champ. Lashley measures Root for another spear, but this time, Root leapfrogged him, comes down bad on his knee, so, it was the end for Bobby Roode. But he still goes for the Root bomb, but his knee gave out. Lashley takes the advantage and hits him with another spear to retain his title. It sucks because I'm not really big on Lashley with the title. I mean, he's pretty dominant. He's beaten Samoa Joe, he's beaten Eric Young a couple times. He's beaten Bobby Lashley. Bobby Roode now. Who's there left to freaking fight Bobby Lashley at Bound for Glory? We'll find that out later, but I'm not going to spoil it. But the match itself was pretty damn good. Lots of near falls, near finishes, but, very good match. The fans were on the edge of their seats like I was. So I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And TNA tonight, No Surrender, very, very good. I was almost going to give it 8 out of 10, but I gave it 7.5 out of 10. It was pretty damn good. And we'll see what happens next week on the show. We got the Bethlehem, Pennsylvania show is coming up. I believe, I think the first show is October 1st. I'm not exactly sure of that, but we'll have to check next Wednesday night. If it's the last one from New York or it's the first one from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, but we'll see what happens. So, Bound for Glory, starting to come around. I mean, they haven't been hyping it much. I think they need to because, it's about, let me check my, it's basically 3 weeks, and, you really gotta get on the ball if you want to hype this pay-per-view. It's the biggest pay-per-view of the year. It's in Japan, of all places. I don't know if they're gonna have cross-promotion between TNA and Wrestle 1, but we'll see what happens. Lashley's gonna defend his belt, definitely. Against who? Who knows? It might be Bobby Roode again. Might be Eric Young. Might be Samoa Joe. Might be somebody else. Who knows? So, we'll find out next week what's happening with that. We'll see what happens with James Storm and his little cult. What's going on with that? The ever boring Sam Shaw and Gunner situation going on. Jessica Havoc and Gail Kim. We'll find out more about that. And a whole lot more next week on the program. But for now, leave me your comments, leave me your feedback, what you guys thought of the show in a comment down below, or you can do a video reply if you wish. Subscribe to this channel, all my channels down below. And that's pretty much it. So if I don't hear from you before the weekend, have a great weekend, everybody. And I got Q&A number 10 coming tomorrow on Metal God 669. Night of Champions predictions coming on Saturday on TGC 85. And that's pretty much it. So thank you all for watching this video. Leave a comment if you desire. Send in questions for Q&A number 11 on Metal God 669. You can leave your questions down here. You can inbox me. Don't inbox me the old way. Just inbox me on my channel. You know, just hit the send message feature, and I'll get it, and I'll save it, and hopefully I'll answer your questions in due time. I will be doing Q&A 10 tomorrow. I know it's a little late. It's about a month, you know, overdue, but you know, I'm busy, so I'm sorry. So anyway, I'm going to bed because I'm tired, and that's it. So I'm Peter Gilmore signing off for Kill the Demon 669. Another great show from TNA, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.